Welcome back to Medrash Umaisa, sharing a story for this week's Parsha, or Parshas, Acharei Mos Kedoshim. When the Rebbe Rav Shlomo Karliner passed away, he was the second Rebbe in the Karlin dynasty, the great talmid of the first Rebbe of Baron HaGadol. So one of his closest talmidim, Rav Uri of Strelisk, was not in Karlin. He was not there at the Petira, at the Levaya. He made his way as quickly as he was able to. When he arrived in Karlin, the Hasidim told him that the Rebbe had left a message for him. The Rebbe had said that Reb Uri should travel to the tzaddik of Reb Mordechai Mineshchiz. So when he heard that, he immediately went to fulfill his Rebbe's wishes. He arrived in the Beis Medrash of Reb Mordechai, and he saw Reb Mordechai of Neshchiz speaking to a young man. And he was showing him affection. He was obviously being makarev him, drawing him close. And because Rav Uri of Strelisk had very sensitive, ruchniistic, spiritual senses, he was able to tell that this young man behaved in ways that a good observant Torah Jew should not behave. And he thought to himself, is this what's done? To be makarev, someone who doesn't behave properly? Rav Mordechai of Neshchiz, who certainly had very sensitive receptors, picked his head up, and he said, "Wer ist der junge Mann, was verdreht a Kopf mit seine Machshavas?" He said, "Who's the young man here who's disturbing my head with his thoughts?" He says, "Mzolim firen in Kemerol," right? You have to put him in a closet and lock him up. So the Hasidim heard this, and they took him, and they put him in a closet, and they locked him up as the Rebbe commanded. A while later, the story doesn't say how long he was locked up in there, they let him out. When he came out, the Rebbe said to him like this. He said, again, I'll say in the original Yiddish, as I saw it, the Rachman Rebbe of America brought down this story. He said, "Noch was hat dein Rebbe geschickt zu mir?" Why did your Rebbe, Rav Shlomo Karliner, send you to me? He said, for you to learn one simple lesson, that even if you are able to tell that this Jew doesn't do everything as he should, he doesn't behave properly, you have to be makarev him, you have to draw him close, you have to love him. He said, that's the point that you were supposed to learn, and that's it. He says, now you can go. He gave him his bracha and sent him on his way. In this week's Parsha of Kedoshim, we have the idea of Ahavta l'recha kamocha, the mitzvah of Avas Yisrael, that Rabbi Akiva said is such a klal gadol b'Torah. The Rachman Rebbe brought this down in his sefer as an example of how important this mitzvah is and how the tzaddikim instructed their talmidim, and this was one of the last wishes of Rav Shlomo Karliner to make sure that his very fiery talmid, Rav Uri of Strelisk, he was known as the Saraf, the fiery angel of Strelisk, should go to Rav Mordechai of Neshchiz and receive a very strong lesson in Avos Yisrael. Have a wonderful Shabbos.